Thomas.
Mom, be quiet.
Thomas, can you take yourself off mute for a second here?
Yeah, what?
What screen do you see? Like, do you see a big screen that says progression 2, progression 3 kind of thing on it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. All right. Levi Yarker, how you doing, buddy? You're on mute if you're talking. I can't hear you. So, all right, we'll just give another minute here. If you guys get a chance, take yourself off or put your video on so I can see you and actually know if this makes sense for you guys.
Start radio.
Tater, how are you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Doing all right. Doing all right. Okay, we'll get into it here. Like, hey, Bennett, how are you doing? You're on mute. I'm gonna assume you're doing okay. Okay. All right. So for some of you guys, some of these drills will be somewhat familiar. Tomorrow we have 75 minutes and I want to get through about 9 drills. And so it's going to be fairly, I just want to keep a fairly high pace. My goal for you guys is to roll into evaluations on the weekend and really kick some butt. So what I want to do right now is just kind of go through the drill pack for you guys for the most part. If we go through it tonight, it means that we don't have to go through it tomorrow. And or if we go through it tomorrow, it's going to be that much more familiar for you. So the warm-up that we're going to do is what I call passing progressions. It's pretty normal. I have 4 passing progressions that I like to do. We're not going to do progression 4. Progression 4 usually takes the average U15 player about 3 skates to figure out. And because we're just going tomorrow, we're not going to worry about it. So we're going to do 3 progressions. The thing I'm going to ask for you guys is we've got the Evander brothers coming out. We've got Ryerson and Dryden. Dryden's a little bit older than you guys. Ryerson's about your age. He's in U15 this year. When you guys are warming them up, make sure you take your shots and lower them a little bit. Okay, we're not trying to take their heads off. They're going to go into evaluations too. So just be respectful of our goaltenders to make sure that we're getting them warmed up. We're not going to deke in our passing progressions here. We're just going to take nice hard snap shots or wrist shots, low shots, warm up the goalies, no dekes. Okay. So it starts off, we're going to put a player down low. So you can see there's a blue Y here and there's a green Y over here. The player's going to be on all 4 blue lines with a puck. Okay. So the drill's going to start. You're going to see, we're going to start with the X on this side and we're going to start on the X on this side. Okay. So it's a very simple drill. But to make it work, you got to make sure that you're moving the puck quickly. Okay. This isn't, I'm doing U9 evaluations right now. And sometimes when they look to make a pass, they want to skate all the way to their target and then make the pass. You guys are big guys. You guys can move the puck. Take 1 step, boom, move the puck out to the guy in front of you. They're going to take that puck. They're going to move it back to you. You pick up that puck, take 1 step, come forward. You fire that puck to the guy down low. That guy's going to move the puck up to you. You step into that puck, nice hard shot on net. Okay. Then we're going to rotate sides. So we went with the black axis and the red axis. Then we're going to do the exact same thing with the blue Ys and the green Ys and so on and so forth. We're going to do that for about 3 minutes. Everybody's going to get 1 or 2 shots in that span, and then we're going to get into progression 2. Progression 2 is not difficult at all either. Again, you're going to start with the puck. Okay. So after you take a shot, we're going to make sure that the guy stays low. So I'll just show you what happened there. So the guys took the shot. Okay, the guy just gave the pass. In this case, it's a green Y and it's the black or the blue Y. They just made the pass out to the guy that shot. The guy that shot is now going to go to the other side like so. okay? If you just gave the pass, you go back in line, and then we move forward from there, okay? So now we have the red X that's down low and the black X that's down low, and they alternate sides from where they went on. That's the tricky part for you guys. A lot of athletes will take that shot, and then they think they're done the drill. You're not going to be done the drill. You have to make a pass to the next guy coming, okay? So progression, we'll do that. We'll do progression 1 for about 3 minutes, and then we'll get into progression 2. Progression 2 is going to be a pretty easy drill too. So you're going to see in this situation, we've got the blue Y and we've got the green Y that are going to start to drill with the puck. They pass the puck through the neutral zone, okay? The player in line stand going to pass it across, okay? So the tricky part for this one, guys, as I'll just rewind here, the tricky part for this one is, although you're not first in line, you have to be aware of what's going on, because the second guy in line is going to be receiving a pass from the guy across ice, okay? So again, just one more time, the player moves the puck through the neutral zone and then across the ice, okay? So the guy, if you started the drill, you'll move north through the neutral zone too, and then you'll cut across the blue line, and then the player's going to move a puck out to you. You cut back through the neutral zone towards the end you just came from, move that puck down deep to the guy that's going to give you a pass ultimately into the slot. You transition into the slot, pick up that puck, nice hard shot on net, okay? Pretty simple. Progression 3, we'll do that for 3 minutes. Progression 3 is going to be where the players will leave without the puck, okay? So in this situation, we've got the red X and the black X that are going to leave without the puck, okay? So again, this is another scenario where it's not an advanced drill per se, but there's more moving parts, and just because you're not first in line doesn't mean that you're not part of the drill, okay? So it's one of those things where you guys are old enough now that the expectation is that you're paying attention to the drills. Even though you might be second in line, you're going to have to distribute a pass. So in this situation, we're going to see the red X and the black X are going to leave without the puck. I'll probably be standing in center ice, okay? So you're just going to move without a puck forward through the neutral zone, and then you're going to cut around me, okay? So in this situation, we've got the black X going to come out around the circle, receive a pass from the second player in line, because the first player in line, they're going to be going as well. So you're going to see them both go, okay? In this situation, the black X is going to give the red X a pass, and then the red X is going to give the black X a pass. Boom, the puck comes out, and it's probably going to be a one-touch pass right back to the guy in line, okay? So it's working on your hands, it's working on your speed. Puck comes out, you give it back. Now you're going to curl back around the circle, and you're going to come back out. The player that just received the pass on the far side is now going to fire you a puck. So as you come around, that player's going to fire you a puck cross ice. You're going to pick up that puck. In this situation, because you're going to have as much speed as you have, and because you're picking up that puck near the blue line, you guys are big, strong guys. You guys are moving fast. You're not going to have enough time to make that give and go pass. You're just going to pick that puck up on the blue line. You're going to move in. You're going to take that nice hard shot on net that we talked about before, and then we go. So we're going to do that for about 3 or 4 minutes. So in total, we're going to do passing warm-ups for about 10 minutes before we move into the next drill, okay? Do I have any questions from you guys so far? Any questions? We're good? All right. So the next progression that we have here is what I call backdoor dyno 3 play, okay? So the reason why it's called dyno is because I stole the foundation of this drill from the Calgary Dinos. I watched their university practice last fall, and then what I did was I Frankensteined the drill and kind of made it look kind of more the way that I would want to do it myself. So essentially the foundation of this drill is kind of setting up a 1-3-1 power play. Some of you guys have done a 1-3-1 power play before. Some of you guys have not. It's no big deal. Ultimately, it just gets you guys taking various parts of your game that I would want to see from you guys in evaluations and integrating it into the drill, okay? So the drill starts, it's going to be out of both ends, guys. For tomorrow, I'll probably take a bingo dabber and I'll probably draw a line directly through the center ice dot, splitting the ice in half. It's very important that you guys don't go across the line that I draw, because if you do, you're liable to run into each other. Some of you guys are pretty big guys now. I don't want you guys running into each other without expecting it. And so don't go across the line that I draw on the ice, okay? So the drill is going to start with the forward with the puck in the corner. In this situation, I just drew the one side. I didn't draw both sides, but both sides are going to be doing the same drill, okay? So the red forward is going to start with the puck in the corner. They're going to come out around the dot, and they're just going to come out, boom, and then they're going to fire a nice hard shot on net. Okay. Don't worry about your rebound. Don't worry about deking, because what's going to happen is we're going to have progression 2 coming right behind. So that's progression 1. Progression 1, forward comes out of the corner, boom, nice hard shot on net. Then this forward is going to collapse down to the side of the net. Okay. The second forward in line is going to move the puck up to the defenseman. So I have a term called dropping in. Okay. And so if you're a defenseman that's worked with me before, you've probably heard this term before. I want you to drop into the drill. I want you to move from more the middle of the ice towards the boards, simulating a game situation where you want to come towards the boards to open up a passing lane. Once you come in, and I want you to kind of drop in a little bit more towards the end zone, so that you have space to receive that pass from the forward. So it's going to look like this. He drops in, picks up that puck, and now I want you to walk the line. And so by having a little bit of real estate, so if you watch, see how I have it drawn, you're a little bit further away from the blue line, and that gives you enough room to use your crossovers and pivot across that blue line with speed. Okay. As that defenseman comes in towards the center of the ice, I want their defensive partner to start collapsing a little bit lower. Okay, so I'll show that to you one more time. Forward moves that puck up to the defenseman. This forward's going to transition up to the half wall. This defenseman's going to come into the middle of the ice, and while that defenseman's pivoting and walking the line, this defenseman here is going to collapse down and further away from that defenseman to make sure they have gap. Okay, so he walks in, boom. Now this defenseman, for tomorrow, you will have the option to move it to your defensive partner, and then you can come cross ice across the Golden Road, and you can move it to the other forward on the far side, or the defenseman can move it back to the player on the half wall. For the sake of illustrating this, I have the defenseman moving that puck back to the guy on the half wall. So he moves the puck back to the guy on the half wall. The guy on the half wall is going to move the puck down low to the guy on the net side. This defenseman starts coming in, boom. All right. What's really important about this drill, guys, is if you're the green defenseman here, so D for defenseman, if you're the green defenseman, it's important that you arrive on time. If you're too early, then the opposition is going to be like the goaltenders now are trained to tell their defenseman that there's a player in front of the net. So what I want you to do is simulate this defenseman here sneaking back door. Okay. So the puck comes down. I want you to arrive on time, skate into that puck, your back door. I don't want you in the slot. I want you back door. So if you're the forward over here, you might have to take one step out to make sure that you're getting away from the paddle of the goaltender to make that play. Okay. And then boom, shot on net. As soon as that's progression 2. As soon as that shot on net happens, there's going to be a whistle blown. Okay. I don't want the defenseman leaving too soon. I want that defenseman to come back, pick up that puck, and see their forwards exiting the zone and having to make that decision, replicating a game situation. Okay, so that defenseman that just made that pass is now going to come back. They're going to pick up that puck in progression 3 now. They're going to come back. They're going to pick up that puck. You saw the forward here and the forward here exited the zone, so that they're not going to be offside. This defenseman picks up a puck, might transition it up the wall to the forward. The other forward is going to come through with speed, pick up that puck. And now this defenseman and these 2 forwards are going to attack this defenseman 3v1. Okay. In this situation, the forward moves it back to the defenseman, using the defenseman, and it's a hard shot on net. Boom. Okay. But you guys have the liberty to be creative. If you guys want to try different things, that's fine. My request, treat it like a game situation when we're practicing. Look to get valuable reps that would replicate what would happen when you're in evaluations on the weekend and through next week. And then defensemen, don't be afraid to carry the puck through the ice. If you see that there's not a clear passing lane, or if you see an opportunity if you don't see an opportunity to pass it to the player where they're going to have the puck on their stick, or if you feel that in the game situation they'd be vulnerable, don't give it to them. Skate that puck through the ice. If you're a defenseman looking to get noticed in evaluations, puck times matters. Okay, if you can transition that puck between blue lines, you go ahead and do so. And then head manning a nice pass up to the forwards, that's another way to get noticed as well. Okay, so that's what I call backdoor Dino 3 play. 3 different plays. Defensemen have the opportunity to defend, but then they also have the opportunity to be part of the offense. Okay, this next drill that we're going to do, again, it's very similar in concept to backdoor Dino 3 play, But what's different about this is it's a 3v2, okay? So this drill starts a little bit differently. In the previous drill, we had our forwards in the corner. In this drill, I want the forwards proximal to the front of the net, or I want them close to the blue paint, okay? So when I blow the whistle, I want the forwards battling to get to that blue paint, okay? So blow the whistle, the forward's gonna battle to get to the blue paint. They're transitioning, they're moving. These defensemen in black, they're trying to figure out a way to box out the forwards, hence box out 3v2, okay? So the forward that's in the corner is gonna make a pass to a defenseman that's dropping into the zone, okay? So just restart real quick. We got forward with the puck in the corner. This forward in the corner, not really part of the drill, with the exception of passing the puck to the defenseman that's dropping in, okay? So progression 1, defenseman drops in, defenseman walks the line, head up, sees the options. Maybe you're passing for a tip. Maybe you're passing, or sorry, pardon me. Maybe you're shooting for a tip. Maybe you're shooting for a quality shot on net. Maybe you're shooting with a screen. Have your head up, understand what your options are. Get that much more comfortable with it so that you're comfortable with it on the weekend, okay? This defenseman takes a shot, boom, on net. Unlike the previous drill, I prefer that you guys battle until, one of the coaches, whether it be myself or one of the other guys on ice, says release, okay? And coach will say release. Okay, boom. This defenseman that just took the shot will now retreat back. It's very similar to what we just showed in backdoor Dino 3 play. That defenseman comes back, picks up a puck. These two forwards that were battling for that blue paint to start the drill are now going to exit the zone, and this defense was going to pick up a puck. Okay, so I drew this on both sides. In this situation, on this one here, I got the defenseman that's going to pass the puck to the guy in the forward. In this situation, in the center of the ice, in the other side of the screen, I have the defenseman picking up the puck, transitioning that puck to the guy on the wall. Okay, it's up to you guys to decide what you want to do. You can pass it to the guy in the interior. You can pass it to the guy on the exterior, or the guy on the wall, or you could even headman, or you could even walk through the neutral zone with the puck on your stick too, on your stick as well, and look for an opportunity that way, okay? The defensemen that were boxing out initially are now going to move up towards the blue line, look to close the gap, okay? If you don't have a proper gap up, you're not going to have gap control coming back, okay, guys? So just be cognizant of that. I'll be barking a little bit, gap up, gap up, gap up, meaning that when there's a transition in the neutral zone and the puck comes the other way, if you're not caught up to the play, you're going to be caught standing still when the puck transitions back towards you. And inevitably, you're probably going to be lacking speed when you have to make a defensive play on the opposition, and sometimes you're going to get toe dragged or turnstiled, and the guy's going to make a move, and it doesn't look good for you. So make sure you're gapping up. The defenseman passes up to there. The forwards pick up the puck. They're going to transition in the neutral zone, and then now all three players, the forward, the defenseman, and the other forward, are going to transition in and look for a scoring opportunity. 3v2. In this case, pass them back to the defenseman, and they got a shot on net. Show it one more time. Boom. Defenseman shot on net. This one here, the defenseman's going to go back to the forward, and then the forward's going to get an opportunity, okay? So you guys are going to battle 3v2, and then once I blow the whistle, then the defenseman is going to do another progression. It's going to look exactly like the first progression of the drill, where the defenseman's going to transition towards the wall. The forward's going to pass that puck up to the defenseman. They walk the line. The defensemen that are deep in the zone defending are going to look to box out those forwards. Shot on net. And then that's going to be progression 3. So again, battle until either the goaltender saves it, puck goes in, or the defenseman clear it, and then we move forward from there. Okay. Do I have any questions from you guys so far? We're good. All right. Moving on to wheelback 2v1s. This is actually a really, really simple drill, okay? So we're going to start with the pucks in the center of the ice here. What's going to happen is we're going to move the puck back to a defensive partner. So you can see how it sets up. A defenseman right around the blue line, another defenseman right around the blue line. We got forwards over here on this blue line, and then we got forwards over here on this blue line. Okay, we'll switch drills about 4 or 5 minutes into the drill. We'll do a quick demo too. But basically what's going to happen is the defenseman's going to pass it to another defenseman, and then that defenseman's going to look up, and they're going to kind of fake one way, and then they're going to wheel back and go the other way. So I'll show that to you one more time. In this situation, the defense is going to fake like it's passing to where these forwards were initially, but then they're going to wheel back, and then they're going to pass it to a forward that was on the far blue line, okay? So they move that puck up to that blue line while they're to that forward. As they're moving that puck up to that forward, that other forward swings in and it's going to look for a one-touch pass up to them, okay? They're going to now, these green forwards are now going to transition towards the far blue line. These red forwards are now going to transition back towards this blue line, and they're going to regroup, okay? So you're going to watch them come out. And I prefer you guys do the regroup with a little bit of style and a little bit of momentum, okay? So in this situation, this forward's going to come up along the wall, and it's going to transition into the middle of the ice. This guy's going to step off the wall and go the opposite direction, okay? So they come through and they swing and they cross. There's a little pass out front, and now they're going to regroup and they're going to come in and they're going to attack on the defense in 2v1, okay? All right, so I'll show you that, guys, one more time, okay? I went through that pretty quick. Simple drill, pass back to the defenseman. Defenseman's going to use their feet, get their head up, fake a pass, like they're going to go across the blue line. Then they're going to wheel back, boom, like so, pass it up to the forward, one-touch pass up to the other forward. Now they're going to come back and they're going to regroup, little pass out front, and now they're going to come back in 2v1. So it's a relatively simple drill. This drill is really for the defenseman and working on their footwork, faking a pass to a guy, selling that pass with their eyes, and then using their eyes in conjunction with their hands and their weight and their footwork to quickly wheel back, make another pass to a guy the forward along the wall, and then they're going to come back, transition. Defensemen are going to gap up and then defend it 2v1. This isn't necessarily a lot of shooting for the defenseman. We've done that in the other drills, but it's a good opportunity to work on your selling and just to learn how to defend a 2v1. Okay. This drill here is it's called what I call sneaky bagger. Okay, it's a fun drill, but it's gonna challenge you guys from a cardiovascular standpoint. Okay, so there's gonna be a cone here in the middle of the ice, and then here in the middle of the ice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start with the forwards here on the half wall. One forward is gonna have the puck. The first forward is gonna drive out around the cone and drive wide. Second forward is gonna come out around the cone and gonna almost button hook around that cone and then come in, and it's going to be a 2v1 against the green defenseman that drops in. This is how it looks, okay? So the forward comes out around there, and now they come in 2v1, okay? In this situation, this forward is going to make a backdoor pass, this forward driving the net, and boom, shot on net, okay? That's the first progression. Now, these guys aren't done. This red forward, and the green defenseman that were just in the drill, they're not done. The green defenseman that was just defending is now going to jump up on offense, okay? So what that's going to look like is now the opposite forwards, okay? So the forwards that are on the far blue line here. So I'll restart again. We had these forwards, the red forwards started the drill. They came out around the cone, came in on this green defenseman that dropped in, like so, boom, and it's a 2v1 coming in towards this net right here, okay? Forward makes a backdoor pass, boom, puck goes in. Now they're not done, okay? What's going to happen is I'm going to blow the whistle, and these two green forwards, they're going to take off and go around this cone. This forward here is going to drive that puck wide. This forward is going to button hook around this cone, come in. And now my request of you guys is to make sure that you're looking for the defenseman that's coming in, okay? Now, these defensemen, I want them to be an opportunity or have the opportunity to be part of the offense when we do this drill, okay? So if you're a forward, if you're a U15 player now, the expectation is that you guys are going to learn how to use your teammates as part of the offense, okay? So often when I see less developed players at the U15 level play, they're going to come around this cone and they're just going to look to attack that defenseman 1v1. It's getting harder and harder to defend or to beat players 1v1. A lot of defensemen now are going to be 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet, and then as you progress, sometimes you're going to be 6'4", 6'5". It's going to become a lot more difficult to beat these guys 1v1. You're going to look for reinforcements. I'm going to ask you guys to employ that in this drill right now, okay? So in this situation, this green forward is going to come out, okay? So the green defenseman that was just defending on the far side is now going to become part of the offense. They're going to forecheck up the ice, and these two green forwards are going to be teammates with this green defenseman. These two red forwards that were just part of the offense now need to back check and help this red defenseman that's coming in to help stop these two green forwards, okay? So this is how it looks, okay? So they come out, you can see the forwards back check against these guys. In this situation, the puck's going to move back to the defenseman, just like I asked you guys. They're going to move the puck up to the forward, okay? It's going to be a little one-touch pass back door. boom, in. Now these two forwards that are in red here, they're going to start going. Boom. The forwards that were just in the drill and the defensemen that were just in the drill that back checked, they're out. And now we continue on, and there's going to be a back check the other way, and we're going to continue on so forth. It's very much a flow drill. Just kind of commencing on my whistle. But I'm going to open you guys up. You're going to go up and down the ice for a solid 6 minutes. Get your heart rate up, get your cardiovascular up, make sure that you guys are in shape going into the weekend, okay? All right, now I think this is the last drill I have that I'm going to show you guys tonight. This is called Pioneer Cycle to 3v1, okay? So in this drill, I want you guys just working on cycles. We're going to work on a low cycle. We're going to work on a high cycle. We're going to give the defenseman an opportunity to defend in an odd man situation, and we're going to give the defenseman an opportunity to be part of the offense in an odd man situation. So it's a fun drill for the forwards. It's a fun drill for the defensemen because they get to be creative offensively, and they get to be, somewhat creative defensively, having to defend a 3v1. The way that this one looks, we've got pucks in the corner like so. Forward's going to swing in, pick up this puck, boom, like so, okay? They're going to carry it in, move up the half wall, and then they're going to make the low cycle. So there's a forward that starts behind the net and a forward just in front of them, okay? I'll just restart the drill real quick, okay? So we've got a forward right here, just setting the net, and then another forward that's almost right behind the net, okay? So the forward that's a little bit further ahead towards the corner is going to come in, pick up that puck, transition up the half wall, and then they're going to make the low cycle down low like so. When they make that low cycle down low, that other forward swings in, picks it up. The forward that just chipped it along the wall is now going to transition into the middle of the ice. This forward comes up the half wall. This defenseman that was on the blue line is now going to transition in, receive a pass, and now it's on, okay? As soon as that defenseman touches the puck, the purple defenseman that was going to be defending is now going to start defending. It's a 3v1. That defenseman might come in. I don't want the defenseman going behind the net. I want to see that defenseman make a play, okay? You've got two forwards that are going to be somewhere out in front of the net and only one defenseman. The expectation is that defenseman is going to be able to make a play to one of these forwards out here. Forwards, I want you guys to be thinking and how you can get open and make sure that you're in a passing lane for that defenseman that picks it up. So one more time, just to make it clear, we got a defenseman that starts up on the blue line. We have a defenseman that starts kind of close to the dot on the corner here, and then two forwards down below the goal line. The forward that's closest to the corner is going to swing in, pick up that puck, transition up the half wall, going to move it with a low cycle down to the other forward. This forward transitions into the middle of the ice. This forward now moves up the half wall, going to recognize the defenseman starting to pinch in, gives that puck to the pinching D. This defenseman's going to carry it down low. As soon as that defenseman picked up the puck, the purple defenseman who's defending the situation is going to activate, and now they're actively going to have their stick moving. They're going to have their body in a passing lane, their stick in passing lanes, going to try to defend this. In this situation that I drew, puck comes out to this forward, is a scoring opportunity, okay? So as soon as that's done, or the play breaks down, the defenseman that was defending now gets the opportunity to be part of the offense. They're going to transition out of the zone. They're going to pick up the puck. They're going to come in against the defenseman that was originally part of the offense. They're going to make a play in the situation, move to the high guy. The high guy goes back door, and then a one-touch pass to the defenseman, and then that guy gets a shot on net, okay? So that's how that looks, okay, guys? So it's pretty simple drill. It just gives you guys an opportunity to work on your cycle, work a little bit on your board play, be creative in an odd man situation, and for the defenseman to be part of the offense too, and learn how to defend those 3-on-1s down low. Okay, that's all I got so far. Do I have any questions from you guys so far? Or should I, or can we call it a night? There's two other drills that we go on. I could talk about, but they're fairly straightforward. One's the hurricane. I used to call it the slingshot, but I call it the hurricane now. I think most of you guys will be fairly familiar with it. If you're not, you're going to figure it out pretty quick. It's a pretty simple drill. And then the other one's 10, 21, 32. It's 1-on-0, 2-on-1, 3-on-2. You guys will pick that up real quick, and then we can go from there. But do I have any questions from you guys, or what are your thoughts right now? We're good? We're good? Going once? Going twice? All right, guys. I'll kick you out. You guys have a great night. Get a good night's sleep. Lots of water. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and yeah, we'll get after it. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you very much.
You bet, guys. See you, Curtis.
Yeah, thanks. Good night.
You bet. See you guys.
Thanks.
See you guys.